August's D23 brought a trailer for Skeleton Crew, the next Star War on D-.
Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
2.5 years ago, Lucasfilm announced the series at Star Wars Celebration. Many things have changed since then, but Disney's demolition of Star Wars isn't one. Following The Acolyte, fans' expectations are lower than ever. Can a 1980s-style coming-of-age story set in the Star Wars galaxy reverse the death spiral that began with the sequel trilogy? Can it win back diehards and casuals and attract first-timers? Welcome to Galactic Initiative. I'm your host, Jeff. The answer to my introductory question is yes. Done well, of course Skeleton Crew can stop the bleeding. Star Wars is the most successful, enduring entertainment IP in history. People want to enjoy it. A throwback adventure that centers on children but appeals to all ages is pop culture catnip. In recent years, Stranger Things has told such a story. It is a premise filled with promise. However, Kathleen Kennedy and her activist cohort at Lucasfilm miss the ball with alarming frequency. In this video, I will examine Skeleton Crew's creative team, then I will analyze the series' first trailer. Its official description from StarWars.com. Skeleton Crew tells the story of 4 kids searching for their home planet after getting lost in the Star Wars galaxy, and the strange aliens and dangerous places they encounter on their adventure. Premiered Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. John Watts and Christopher Ford conceived Skeleton Crew and wrote the majority of its 8 episodes. The duo has written, directed, and produced films for a decade. Watts directed Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. Ford wrote Spider-Man Homecoming. 1985's The Goonies inspired Watts' Star Wars pitch to Kathleen Kennedy. She co-founded Amblin Entertainment, the studio that produced The Goonies, with Steven Spielberg and her husband Frank Marshall. Amblin's family adventure formula also yielded 80s mega hits E.T., Gremlins, and Back to the Future.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious
The nostalgia angle must have flattered Kennedy because she gave the green light to Watts and Ford during a period when Disney was announcing cutbacks. The 2 creators plus Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, and Jon Favreau produced Skeleton Crew. Along with Watts, Daniel Kwan, Daniel Scheinert, David Lowery, Bryce Dallas Howard, Jake Schreier, and Lee Isaac Chung directed it. The Daniels, Kwan and Scheinert, are a duo like Watts and Ford. They won 3 Academy Awards, Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay for 2022's Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Lowery co-wrote and directed Pete's Dragon and directed Peter Pan and Wendy. The latter was a horrible film, but it starred Jude Law, who plays a main character in Skeleton Crew. Howard directed episodes of The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Tales of the Jedi. Also, she starred in Pete's Dragon. Jake Schreier has history with Watts and Ford, and he is the director of Marvel's Thunderbolts for Disney. Chung directed 1 episode of The Mandalorian and one of this summer's hits, Twisters. You're familiar with the work of Favreau, Filoni, and Kennedy for better or worse. Does Skeleton Crew's crew inspire confidence? Meh. Some good, some bad. Pre-existing relationships with Disney concern me. Favreau and Filoni delivered a great start, but Season 3 of The Mandalorian was a letdown. Furthermore, though I enjoyed Season 2, it was a commercial for upcoming D- series, and a manifestation of Filoni's worst impulses. If it reflects Watts, Ford, Favreau, and the directors, the concept has potential. If Filoni and Kennedy steered it, well, we've been down that road and we know how it ends. Jude Law is the only big name in Skeleton Crew. To support his young co-stars, he might be forced to carry the series. The children cast in leading roles will be overly scrutinized by the media whether or not the series becomes popular. For every Natalie Portman and Tom Holland, there are dozens of Drew Barrymores, Macaulay Culkins, and Jake Lloyds. Reliance on children is a risk for both children and production teams. If things go well, we experience a series like Stranger Things. If things do not go well, The project fails, and 15 years later, we wonder whatever happened to. Jude Law has serious acting chops, but since an affair with his nanny ruined his engagement to Sienna Miller in the mid-aughts, he finds himself in acting purgatory. Yes, he continues to earn a comfortable living, but he no longer appears on Hollywood's A-list. His work in the disappointing Harry Potter prequels, Captain Marvel, and Peter Pan and Wendy haven't improved his prospects. For Skeleton Crew, he might prove to be an exceptional actor at a relative bargain. To the trailer. The second half, Space Adventure, diverged from the first half, Ordinary Childhood. The opening clearly conveyed the 80s suburban US vibe of films like The Goonies and E.T. Four kids' discovery of a hidden spacecraft led to an unexpected, uncontrolled takeoff into the unknown. At some point, the kids survived a crash and got captured. Aliens, ships, and creatures were plentiful. I spotted a Shistavanen, Jawas, a scrap crab, and a pair of X-Wings. This clip is my favorite because visually it was the most interesting. If the series was written for the ages of its main characters, I will forgive simple motivations and dialogue. No one will forgive one-note characters' bad acting, bad direction, or a nonsensical plot. I didn't like the pattern sheets, standardized testing, school buses, green lawns, sidewalks, neighborhoods, dog walking, and common flora. These elements disrupted my suspension of disbelief. Star Wars has a distinct style that presents unusual locations on Earth as different planets in a galaxy far, far away. The creators desired the aforementioned 80s vibe, but Star Wars settings aren't mundane. I question any prosaic environments, even those with narrative purpose. In previous videos, I've outlined the problem caused by Disney's number of Force sensitives, who somehow escaped Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine. And the trailer indicates Jude Law's character could use the Force. The OT is canon, period. In Episode 4, when Obi-Wan said the Jedi are all but extinct, he wasn't kidding. In Episode 6, Yoda honestly told Luke, "When gone am I, the last of the Jedi will you be." Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm continues to retcon the OT by jamming Force users into a period when Vader and Palps wouldn't allow them. Dave Filoni's Inquisitors and secret Imperial cloning programs. An inconsistent mess results. When I saw the keys levitate, I thought, here we go again. The trailer's biggest problem is, it offers very little. In fact, it is a teaser, not a trailer. With only 3 months to go, I expected more from D23. An assortment of clips without context isn't a compelling reason for disgruntled fans to purchase D- subscriptions. Star Wars has sunk to an all-time low after Ahsoka and The Acolyte. Unfortunately, though I acknowledge the series' potential, I haven't seen enough to want Skeleton Crew. What do you think of the trailer? Are you excited, mildly curious, apathetic, or hostile? Leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. Check out Galactic Initiative for all things Star Wars.
Galactic Initiative is not authorized or endorsed by Lucasfilm Limited. The name Star Wars and all related materials are registered trademarks of Lucasfilm Limited, a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company, by rights reserved. Galactic Initiative is a registered trademark, and other product and company names are trademarks of their respective holders. Use does not imply affiliation or endorsement.